Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, this might be one of the weirdest MOCs we've gotten in a while. Because we have this boss lineup, which honestly is kind of a yikes, personally, in terms of like fun factor. Because we gotta deal with Dark Sam and we gotta deal with Pom-Pom. But also, the memory turbulence buff feels like something, not gonna lie, feels like something out of 1.0. Like, because at the beginning of each cycle, you get an ally with either the Hunt or Erudition to take action immediately, and to get an extra 80% damage for one turn. So that should be interesting, especially with a lot of the Erudition stuff we've gotten recently. So let me build out our teams here, and we are going to jump right in. And as usual, we will have all the character builds at the end of the video here. Alright, so here's what we're going to rock here. This, Node 1 and I think Node 3 are probably going to be the most interesting ones here. Node 1 because we are going to try Sustainless. But then Node 3, because I did end up pulling for Saridra. She is easier as 0, though. And she's going to get her own, like, 1 year later video, because her actually 1 year anniversary of being out is coming up in a couple weeks. So this will be kind of like a precursor to that, which I also haven't used her very much either. So let's jump in here, get our first official run in. Now, this first one should be very interesting, right? Because, like, Sam is only a 1-phase fight, which is nice. Or, a 1 health bar fight. So that is very good there. So once we get to Sam, we should be in a pretty decent spot here. Plus, this team is just really good, right? And she's weak to Quantum, so we shouldn't really have too big of an issue here. But I mean, if I need to put a sustain on, I'll put a sustain on. But I feel like we should be all right. Yeah. So let's get this off. Our usual strat with this team, right? Nothing's really gonna change with this team here until possibly we get another like skill point generator. Alright, I'm gonna high-key focus on the dinosaur. Because bro can be annoying. Now, it's also really interesting that the buff is mainly towards, Hunt and Erudition characters. So, that is gonna be kind of interesting for the other, runs we're doing. Because we're running Elation, and then we're running the Finon team. So, that's gonna be very interesting for us to, maneuver. Yeah, the tribute follow-ups, the archer follow-ups, like, we're gonna get a lot of hits in here as well. I mean, this is the thing with Sustainless, too. Like, you definitely get through, fights a lot faster with it. And, of course, I love when archer just chooses not to crit, right? Like obviously, I want my main DPS not to crit. Like, obviously that's the goal, right, chat? Obviously. Alright, so let's take out the dinosaur here. We should have no trouble doing so. Honestly, I'm gonna start targeting this dude because the joint attack should be able to take care of that. Yeah, we'll get the joint attack here. And if not, we have another archer arrow, so it's fine. Okay, no, yeah, we're good. We're good. We are solid there. I don't have the joint attack right now, but that's okay. Yeah, actually, low-key... Actually, no, I don't need to save. I was like, low-key, do I save skill points? Because I can't attack his toughness yet, but no, I don't think there's a need for it. Because Sparkle's about to get her ult up, too, so... There shouldn't be any need for that. We're actually dealing a lot of damage to him, too. Which, I mean, I guess he might have had that buff up, actually. I don't know if I can still see it. Because it was like an 80% at the beginning of the wave. But it might not take effect on the first wave, because it said they would immediately take action. So, I'm actually not sure. Because this is the only team that I'm running today where we'd actually see that effect, right? So let's, low-key, yeah, actually, high-key, there's no reason why I don't just do this. Yeah, so we do some good damage, we get a follow-up there, too. And then we let Archer just put in the work here, plus the Sparkle skill points, yeah. So we should do a lot of damage here for sure. This is the one thing I love about this team now, because there were some weird moments before Rin came out, right, where you, like, wouldn't have enough skill points to, like, really go crazy, but now you always do with Rin, which is great. Like, there's never a moment where I'm like, man, I can only get, like, one arrow off. Like, you're always gonna get, I think, like, bare minimum, you always get, like, 3. Which is pretty good damage-wise. Alright, I'm gonna save her ult here. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of damage, but we should honestly be fine. And wait, low-key, can we save the zero cycle? Wait, low-key, hold on, chat. Low-key. Wait, wow, we actually did. That's actually kind of crazy. Because we also have Archer ult here, so... Dang, W0 cycle, just unintentionally over here. Because we got the skill points, we got the ult there. Also, Tribute's gonna work. I mean, unless we don't do enough damage, which is possible if, you know, we're choosing not to crit over here, but... we did get the break there, too. Okay, we got it. Okay, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. W0 cycle. Alright, yeah, so that is definitely helpful, because if you've seen some of my endgame clears before, you know, even before I got Saridra with the Finon team, my Finon has been a little bit of a yikes. And I kind of realized that, too. Like, my Finon build is not great. So that is going to be a little, like, side project of mine going forward. Like, whenever I don't have, like, a new character to build for and that kind of thing, I definitely will put some more time into my Finon, because his build, well, both Finon and Saber, actually, because they use the same set, and both their builds are kind of mid, right? So that is definitely something we'll do. I'm going to auto the Elation team, in all honesty, because, I mean, it's the Pom-Pom. It's the Elation team on the Pom-Pom fight. Like, this should be pretty free for us. But for the rest of this video, we're not going to really take advantage of the MOC effect. Because it's specifically around Hunt and Erudition characters, which I guess, I mean, right now makes sense, right? Because, you know, we had Himiko Nova, we have Rin. So it definitely does make sense to some degree, right? But considering that this MOC is going to be active for most of 4.5, honestly, the buff makes no sense for Robin Summeretto or Avengering Waveflare, so... I just want to know what the thought process was with that, to be honest. Because it does feel a little weird to have that kind of buff here, but I mean, it is what it is. And of course, you know, Silver Wolf doing a bunch of damage. Sparksy will definitely be put to the test once Avengering Waveflare drops, because I feel like they're going to be contenders for that slot on this team. So we'll have to see how things go with that. But it is cool that we're getting another, like, option there as well, because, I mean, especially because I think a lot of times people will, like, tune into a game during, like, Anniversary and that kind of thing, so it's not crazy to think that some people pulled for Silver Wolf and then, you know, didn't have Sparksy, and ended up getting Yao Guang, I believe she did rerun recently. So, getting her, and then from there, being able to build up their, what is it? Yeah, being able to build up their, like, Elation team. Maybe they didn't want to get Sparksy, or they couldn't get Sparksy. And now they have another option with Aventurine, so I think that's cool as well. Oh, we're kind of cooking Pom-Pom, even before he could do anything to us. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, this fight here, like, sure, when I did the Pure Fiction video a couple weeks ago, we were able to do Pure Fiction Pom-Pom with Gilgamesh. I am going to be curious to try the MOC variant here. I didn't want to do it for this, just because I want to focus on getting the clear and leaving as many cycles as humanly possible for that Finon team, but that is definitely going to be an interesting idea for me to try out, because I don't know, low-key, I feel like it might be possible with main DPS Gilgamesh. Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing some really good damage here. Yeah, can we get back into Silver Wolf's ult? We have Yao and Sparksy ults here too. Plus, okay, plus we also I think we applied some vulnerability there too. So yeah, this fight's going super well. This is another 0 cycle. Then I'm just gonna say I was afraid for nothing, in all honesty. Cause like I've used Finon even before getting Saridra. I've tried Finon against the Dark Sam fight before, and while it wasn't a great run, it was like 5 or 6 cycles, I believe. And that was the other before Saridra, so we are gonna get some bigger damage instances with her, or at least we should, right? Yeah, we should. I haven't gotten a crazy amount of experience using her, but we'll have to see. But also, while we're on Elation right now, I gotta also address the elephant in the room too, because we'll be getting Pearl in 4.6. So if she is the rumored Elation sustain that we've been waiting for, that's gonna be probably the most exciting thing about her. In all honesty, like, because I think this team definitely needs like their dedicated sustain now. Because like we got like the DPSs, you know, we got DPS, sub DPS. We have Yao Guang for the Evanescence team. You know, she just acts as kind of main DPS character, and it goes from there, right? So this team definitely needs like a dedicated sustain, whether it's the Evanescence comp or the Silver Wolf comp. As long as she works on both of them, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think that's a good result for the Elation team. And like I feel like these Elation fights, like the Pom-Pom fight, are double-edged swords, right? Because like it sucks, right, that you can't utilize the like Elation effects to their full like capacity with non-Elation teams. But if you have the teams, the boss fight is kind of free, right? Like this should be a very comfortable one cycle based on how this is going, which I am more than happy with. Yeah, I'm really more than happy with that. Actually, I shouldn't say very comfortable one cycle. I feel like we should be good for a one cycle here. Yeah, because Spark Seed does a lot of damage. Post Aha Instant will get the Silver Wolf ultimate back up, and she'll do some good damage. So yeah, we should be in a solid spot for sure. Yeah, definitely a solid spot here. I just want to see how this final fight's gonna go, because obviously these first two bosses, we did these quick, right? We did these very quickly, which I am happy about. Oh, actually, are we gonna barely miss out? Oh, we're actually gonna miss out on the 2 cycle. That actually kind of sucks, just by a little bit there. But it is what it is. We still have I mean, we have 10 cycles for Finon, right? We have 10 cycles for him. If I can't clear it with the Finon team in 10 cycles, like that's a reflection on my build, and I gotta hold that, right? Alright, we're gonna get hit by this, we'll be alright, and then, yes, Sparksy will get the last hit over here. But, yeah, W Elation team, as usual. I really do hope Pearl makes a good impact for this team, though. I really do hope so. Yeah, so we still have 10 cycles to use here, so let's try this comp out here. Now, I've barely used Ceridra, in all honesty, because I pulled her, I built her, I used her maybe like a couple times in the last MOC. I also tried her with Renan Archer, which I'll probably do that team for like the 1 year later video, but I definitely think she's cool. It does suck a little bit not having her signature light cone. I'll worry about that later, because we do have some important characters coming up, like Robin Summeretto. I'm probably gonna try to pull for Pearl. If she's Alicia Sustain, most definitely pulling for her. So let's see how things go here. So yeah, main goal right now, we build up that Finon ultimate, and kind of just go from there. I'm gonna actually, I don't think it really matters when I do the Dawn Hunt over here. I don't think it's gonna matter too much, because I mean the main thing is just getting the charges for Cyrene, and also making sure that I don't get these charges for Finon too soon, right? That is also an important thing. Yeah, I'll actually use her skill, because I am running the free to play light cone from the event, and they do want me to use skill for that to give some extra attack to Finon. So we'll definitely do that. We'll get her ult off. Also, these animations cook, by the way. Like, maybe one day I'll do one of like ranking every ultimate in Honkai Star Rail. Like, Ceridra's ultimate is actually pretty fire. Alright, Finon there. I'm not worried about my damage numbers right now. I just need to make sure we get to yeah, actually make sure we get to the Cyrene Oak. But once we get there, we're chilling. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'll skill, because Finon will end up just basic attacking, which is fine. So even though I am going to be overcapped a bit, well, not really overcapped, because they can go up to 10, but we will just have the basic attack with Finon here, which it's fine. And then, actually, Soul Dragon here, actually, no, he's not, never mind. So Soul Dragon's not cooking up for us. But, yeah, we should pretty soon. Oh, and not Don Hung being CC'd. You really do hate to see it. Actually, no, I'm just gonna basic. I was like, I could skill and be fine. Or actually, no, I can skill and be fine, because Cyrene just needs 1 stack. Yeah, so let's skill, get the extra buff. Yeah, we're good. We're good, actually. All right. I was like, I'm really just thinking, right? I'm really like, let me make sure I'm thinking this through properly, because I'm just not as experienced with this particular comp. So let's. I just want to make sure I'm doing everything best way I can, and also we get that buff there as well, which that does give some extra. I think it's, I want to say it's extra damage for the Ode to Law, right? Let's check that real quick. Extra crit damage. Okay. And after you trigger the extra skill, she gets an extra charge. Okay, yeah. So that's definitely a good effect to have. That is definitely a good effect to have. Alright, just getting a little bit more on this, and then now we're in Finon mode, right? Now we're in Finon mode, and we have 5 cycles worth of Finon. Not 5, we have 9 cycles worth of Finon mode here. We got 9 cycles worth. And we're going to get a double meteor here. So let's see how much this does, actually. Alright, yeah, not a crazy amount of damage because once again my Finon build, well, first of all, easier S1, but secondly, my build is not it, Chief. It is not it. Okay, yeah, one of them's gonna attack before me regardless, so I'll just do this. That's fine. That's fine. Just to get the 3 stacks in. Alright, yeah, 7 stacks of that, that's actually not bad at all. Yeah, so we're just in the Finon loop, right? Where, you know, we do meteors, we attack other ways, you know, then we do meteors again. Like, we are definitely in the Finon loop here. I don't think this is gonna act like the boss variant though, where their it's not acting like the boss variant where their stuff is where their toughness thing is connected, where they take the extra damage when you remove all their toughness. Yeah, it's definitely not built like that, which is fine. But all right, we got meteors here. Let's double meteor up. Hitting over 1 million there, which is good for my Finon, I'm not gonna lie. I know that's probably not a great number in any other, like, scenario, but it is what it is. I think the one thing that's gonna save us here, though, for the second fight is gonna be the fact that the Dark Sam fight, like the Propagation Sam, is one phase as well, just like the regular Sam. So, hopefully that should be helpful for us. We're also gonna get the Explosion, which is nice. And we should be moving on here very soon. Yeah, we are gonna have to go into this next cycle here, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm also, let's see. Yeah, where's your health at? I'm trying to see. Do I use a meteor? I probably don't want to. Yeah, I should hold the meteors. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I'm on the same cycle regardless, right? Yeah, we should definitely hold the meteors so we can use it here. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we get that twice in a row, which is nuts, honestly. That is definitely nuts. Oh, we're about to break him too, which is funny. Like right at the beginning of his whole like special state over here, we're just gonna get the break on him, which is honestly a W. So we get meteor into explosion into another set of meteors probably afterwards. Yeah, cause I think we should get enough Scourge, right? We do. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, definitely a W. I think, yeah, once we get the vulnerability on him from the swarm bugs, I think we're set at that point. Yeah, once we get the vulnerability on, that's gonna really change things here. Oh yeah, so yeah, now we definitely just counter. We just counter a meteor at this point here. But considering how many cycles we have left here and what we've done so far, I feel like it's doable. This is definitely a tougher fight if you don't have Dahlia Super Break, but it's definitely not an impossible fight. Yeah, it's definitely not impossible. I'm sure the multiple comps are able to get through this here. Even though like this Finon damage is not looking great right now, once that vulnerability's up, I think we'll be just fine. Alright, so we'll get another counter off, because that is going to be our best way of getting the Scourge stacks. There's no getting around that, especially with the 5 enemies here. And I think Finon is a prime example too of me, like being like, if I had the means to pull for more stuff in the game, like again, I'm not a very big spender at all, but if I had the means to be, like there'd be so many characters I would want to invest in. Like my Finon would probably be E2. Like Cyrene would definitely be E2. Like that, Cyrene E2 is one of the most impactful E2s in the game, honestly, right? Like. Like, they made that kind of ridiculous for no reason. Alright, yeah, we should be close to getting the swarm bugs out of here, which is where we'll really start to be able to do some good damage. Yeah, because now we're going to get meteor right here, and then we'll get another meteor after the explosion. So, yeah, it should be a very solid spot there. I didn't actually peep the swarm bug's health. So let's actually take a look there. But actually, you know what? Is it optimal for me to just... Yeah, I think it might be optimal to just, like, regular attack here and then meteor next time. Yeah, I think that's actually a little more optimal. Just so we can get the double. Because the double should hopefully take out at least one of them. But and then again, they'll take out themselves, too, if they're damaged enough, which is nice. Yeah, so we get second meteor there. Okay, yeah, we got rid of them. Alright, cool. Yep, he breaks himself too. And now we should get some pretty nice damage off. It sucks that our explosion, you all can't see it because my face cam, but the explosion is after she starts to act again, which sucks, but it is what it is. Let's see how much we're doing here. Oh, good damage for my Phynon build. Like, obviously a better build will do way more damage than this, right? But definitely solid damage here. And honestly, because we're close to the Ceridra, I am just going to basic one more time here. Yeah, we'll get the Ceridra effect up. He's gonna do this again, which, you know, it is what it is. But we'll be able to get a double meteor off right away here. And he still has the vulnerability too, which definitely, you know, if we could stack that up as much as possible, that is just very optimal for us. That's gonna be very optimal here. Let's let's counter again. It's pretty much just a loop of this, right? It's pretty much just a loop of this. I already had a feeling, right from when I saw which bosses were gonna be part of this MOC, that this fight was gonna be the majority of the video. Like, I'm not even surprised at that. Now she is healing up a bit, which is not ideal for me. It's definitely not ideal for me, especially since our amount of cycles is going down here. So definitely not ideal, but I'm just hoping for the best at this point. We probably have a couple more explosions left before we completely run out here. And I feel like too, if we miss the Starward clear for this, I'm probably just gonna swap to I might just swap to Mono Remembrance with the true damage. In all honesty, because the true damage will definitely help out a lot. Alright, how are the swarm bugs doing health-wise? I think that's the biggest question right now. Okay, yeah, they still got a little bit. They still got a ways to go. And they're gonna heal up the little, you know, healable HP that she's got over there. So, alright, so we got that. We got double meteor coming up, though. So maybe counter plus double meteor should take them out as well. I'm definitely hoping so. I'm definitely hoping. At this point, yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully this one right here can get knocked out. That would be ideal. Yeah, to at least, like, start the chain reaction of them getting knocked out. Okay, that didn't happen, but we do have the explosion, too. Maybe that can be enough. Okay, it's still not enough there. But we have meteor right off the bat here, so should be, yeah, this here should get rid of some of them, yeah. Some, if not all. Oh, yeah, the explosion. Oh, yeah, the explosion's gonna make it into all of them. Amazing. And I have a decent amount of time before he attacks as well, which is great. Yeah, I'm doing my math here for my double meteors. I'm doing my math over here. Yeah, because then I get 2 more of these off, and then the first attack of the next cycle. Which, by the way, we're going to miss the Starward clear. Just based on how this is going, we're going to miss the clear, which is nuts, actually. I just want to point that out. It's actually nuts how we're going to miss the clear. Just because of you know, the quality of this build, right? Because we have, after where we are right now, we only got 1 more cycle for the Starward mode clear, which is nuts to think about, that taking a team this long to actually get through here. Yeah, I do in fact think we're cooked. Yeah, that was a lot of healing here. So we probably have to jump back in with Mono Remembrance. Oh, and the explosion's out of the cycle. Yeah, that is definitely cooked for us. Yeah, I really wanted to try Phynon now. You know, just make it happen, right? I definitely wanted to try that, but I just want to see where it's going to end up with my current Phynon. And this also be a good, you know, this would be good for me to see too, for when I do the whole, yeah, it would be good for me to see when I do the video for Ceridra in a couple weeks. For if I'm able to hopefully, you know, upgrade the Phynon build enough to make it perform well enough, right? But yeah, we only got 2 more attacks in this cycle. So it's really crazy just the fact that you can get a 0 cycle and a 2 cycle, and then still, you know, one of your teams can't clear. It really just be like that sometimes, right? Actually, low key, I'm not gonna do it for this video because I do just want to kind of get my clear and move on for this video. But low key, cause I'm thinking about it now. This boss is weak to win. If I had a better Saber build too, that team might be able to put in some work here. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be a little bit off on this, which definitely sucks. It's also that healing, right? The healing is also annoying. Like, this dude is by far, or this girl, I should say, by far my least favorite boss to fight in this game. Like, it's not even close. It is not even close on that. Oh, this is actually a solid situation we got here. Yeah, I'm gonna stack this up to 7. I'm gonna use my meteor, and then I get explosion into meteor as well. So yeah, we should be good here on this cycle. Yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. All right. Well, not perfect because we didn't get the starboard mode, but let's swap over to the Mono Remembrance comp because this was just not it, Chief. This was not it. 12 cycles on this alone is pretty crazy. Alright, so we're jumping back in from the Star of the Dark Sam part here, which we still have a good amount of cycles left. Plus, I do have a little more faith in this team in all honesty, for the sole reason that a lot of this team is AoE damage, plus we have the true damage. So even if only one character at a time can crit, we still are dealing true damage to all of the swarm bugs, which is super nice, because the faster we can get them out of here, the better. Plus, I also think one benefit of not using Finon is the fact that we're not counter spamming to action advance his entire setup, so we don't so we don't force the healing as much. Because obviously, like having like healing like that is not ideal. It's not ideal for it to happen all the time. So we definitely do want to avoid that whenever we can for this. So I do have a little more faith here. I don't know why Hyacinth basic attack there, because I feel like it would have been fine to just technically if I was playing manually, right, I would have ulted with Evernight and probably basic attack there with or I would have skilled rather with Hyacinth. That probably would have been what I would do. But either way, we still benefit from the true damage. Already a pretty solid amount of progress here, and another caster soul is a W. Pretty solid amount of progress on these swarm bugs too. I definitely think the true damage is helping out a lot here, which is great. And Caster's herself is doing some solid damage too, so we do love to see that. And the bugs have been pretty much locked down for a lot of this. Like, I mean, this one's gonna get up here. We're gonna get that that healing attack here, which definitely sucks. It's like you try to do all this damage when only one of your characters can crit. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna heal up all of that now. Like, for what reason, Swarm Nightmare? For what reason do you gotta be this annoying, right? But yeah, Swarm Bugs should definitely be close to gone now. I feel like they should be close to gone here. Oh yeah, most definitely, yeah. So that is a W for there. Yeah, the next big hit here, yeah, it should be from Evernight. Yeah, the next big hit here should get rid of at least some of them, and then they'll get rid of each other. Yeah, oh, or not. Okay, Evernight's apparently not built for that. That's what's up. I'm gonna make sure Hyacinth triggers first, so we can get a bit more onto, get a bit more charge on Casterus now that we're on single target, because the extra damage multiplier for being over 100% of her charge definitely helps more for single target from what I've gathered. Alright, how much damage we about to do here? Yeah, 1.3 mil. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad, especially with how many ultimates we get at a time with this team, right? So, even if we gotta cycle through him, or her rather, getting the swarm bugs out and only letting one of us crit at a time, we should still be able to get through this within maybe 1 or 2 more times of her doing that. Which hopefully I'm only hoping it's just one more time, because I think with that we should definitely get the Starward clear. But we'll definitely see how this goes here. This is definitely shaping up to be a longer MOC video because of how the Finon fight went, which is honestly crazy because of how fast the first 2 were. Like, if I was as confident in that Finon team as I was with the first 2 teams, like, this would have been like a 20-minute, just nice and easy video. But sometimes it's just not going to be simple like that. Sometimes the game's going to say, nah, you got to suffer a little bit. And also, the fact that we're at 58% here, that is already a really good spot to be in. There is a good amount of healing that's going to happen the first time she gets that ability off. But this is already a very noticeable improvement from how the Final comp went. But with that, we pretty much, yeah, we'll pretty much just, we just do more of the same, right? We just do more of the same here. And yeah, Castorus, despite her being a few months over a year old now, she's still cooking. Like, the fact that this team is this consistent is crazy. Plus, Robin Summeretto is going to be another option for it now, right? And I think I saw a post recently, too, that was like, they've been rerunning a lot of the characters from this team, you know, in subsequent versions for a while. Because, like, we're about to get a Hyacinth rerun. We recently had a Cyrene rerun. I think Evernight either is currently on banner or was just on banner as well. Like, I feel like they definitely wanted people to be ready with this team for Robin Summeretto. Which is not crazy at all, because I think from what we know so far, she's going to be super good. This team is already very consistently good, and I feel like she should probably just level that up even more. Or just be another option for people who may not have the full scale of this team right now. Alright, so she did get the healing there, so back up to 58%, which definitely sucks, but we should be able to manage there. Yeah, the swarm bugs are at around half. So yeah, true damage here is definitely cooking up for us. And we have, yeah, so we have, we still have a good bit of cycles left, actually. I think we got, like, what, 5 cycles or so? Yeah, this team, even though, like, regardless for me, this fight is going to take longer than any other fight in the game for me. Just solely based on the fact that I don't have Dahlia Super Break. Like, Dahlia Super Break trivializes this fight, in all honesty. And I mean, there's other comps that can do well. Like, if you have, like, a actual, like, hyper carry kind of comp. Like, I saw, I actually looked at my friends list between the Final run and this one, and I have some of my friends list that use Evanescia, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense if she's, like, hyper carry or, you know, bringing up her energy with Woho and everything like that, right? So, like, I guess that could work for this, as her being the only one to crit. But yeah, a lot of teams just kind of get screwed over by the way this fight is structured. And, like, Finon is a character that, like, should be good in here, because he's going to be the only one on the field with the ultimate. It's just my Finon build is mid. Like, my Finon build is mid. All the characters are E0. Cerebro doesn't have a signature light cone, so it's definitely, like, a struggle team for my account, personally. And I'm not afraid to admit that, right? I'm not afraid to admit that. Doing some pretty solid damage here. For sure, yeah. We should be able to get at least one more, probably at least one more ult for, Castorus, I would think. From all, yeah, definitely another ult from Castorus there. Although it kind of sucks that Hyacinth doesn't have her, ability active right now, with her stacks there. That definitely does kind of suck. And we're definitely, yeah, definitely gonna hit. Okay, W Ika taking the hit though. That was honestly a W. All right, so we have a handful of cycles left. Based on how fast the other stuff was going, this might just be enough. Like, I think we should be able to scrape by with this, which I'm honestly a fan of. She is probably gonna get that little bit of I should say a little bit. That is actually a notable amount of HP. She probably will get that a good amount of that healing off. But we've got a lot of ultimates here, all lined up at once, which is kind of nuts. that is a little nutty, I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely not gonna lie about that. Alright, yeah, we just gotta do what we can before these stacks for Swarm Nightmare get up to 5, because that's gonna trigger that healing. It's gonna happen regardless, but the longer we can go before it happens, the better. Because that is definitely going to slow us down a bit, right? Yeah, I know I keep saying it every time I use this team, but this team just works. It works super well. Like, whatever they were cooking up in the studio for this team is an absolute W. And we get a Hyacinth ult too. Oh, we're actually gonna get a Castorus ult up as well. Hey, you know what? W Hyacinth. W Hyacinth here. All right, the healing's about to happen. Let's see how annoying it's gonna be. Oh, and they're almost dead too. That's the worst part. The swarm bugs are almost out of here. Okay, 23. That's actually not awful. For what we have left cycle-wise, that shouldn't be the end of the world. Because we have 2 full cycles left, plus whatever's left of this one. And the swarm bugs are gone now. So all that's left is Swarm Nightmare herself here. So yeah, vulnerability helps. We get the break. And now everyone can crit, too. So we got crit damage plus true damage. This should be a clear at the end of it all here, which, I mean, I'll definitely take. Like, I know I could clear, of course. I just wanted to try that Fine on team now that we have Saridra, but it is definitely not where it needs to be. Okay, Hyacinth, you're kind of trolling over here. We should still be fine, but you are kind of trolling over there on the auto. You are definitely trolling over there, Hyacinth. You need to stop basic attacking over there. At least you got another turn on you, but as a matter of fact, I'm going to take off auto to make sure that we don't troll. Because I'm not about to have to do another clear of this for the video here. Because of Hyacinth trolling. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be good regardless. Is Siren going to get it, actually? She is. Okay, cool. But still a pretty long run. Yeah, 9 cycles on that. So we do get the Star Word there, which is a W. We do love to see that there. I still am annoyed anytime I got to fight that boss, though, if I'm honest. But that's going to be it for me. Let me know how your runs went for this in the comments down below. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed and want to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But with that, everyone, I will see you all next time.